All right, Nick. There's been a lot of things going right for the Detroit Lions, and they have gotten some big news lately. PFF has ranked their offensive line top 3. That's some pretty high praise from a place that goes off a lot about statistics. And this isn't an overnight thing for the Lions either. They've been building this line for a while. So, before we get too far into it, I want to ask the Lions fans, do you think this top 3 grade, is it too high? Is it not high enough? Or is this like right where the Lions should be? So comment below, let us know how you think this grade suits the Lions offensive line. Now, Nick, if we get into this a little bit, the Detroit Lions, back in 2018, none of these players except for offensive tackle Taylor Decker were on this unit. But since 2018, they have been slowly building up this offensive line who now has 3 bona fide superstars on it. Yeah. I mean, what do you think about this line? It's pretty impressive that they built this unit, isn't it?
Well, and I think one of the things about building the offensive line, it's not something you can do overnight or in an offseason, right? We've seen teams that have kind of overhauled their receiving groups, maybe their secondary, maybe their pass rushers with a big offseason. You can't do that in an offensive line because you have to build a lot of continuity. You know, players have to know each other, know how each other plays in order to be a good offensive line. It's one of those few positions where it's not just, how good can each position can be. It's how good each position can play together. When you look at the better offensive lines in the NFL, we'll use Dallas as an example. You've got a group of guys that have generally played together for a number of years. I think a credit to the Detroit Lions, how well they've drafted this position, and they've taken their time and adding meaningful pieces along the way, whether it's Ragnow or Sewell in recent memory. Decker, obviously, like you said, has been there a little while. But those corner pieces have really created the foundation for this offensive line that's really, really starting to play together and play well.
Yeah, and if we go through the offensive line, as of right now, their starting offensive line would be their left tackle, Taylor Decker, their left guard, Jonah Jackson, their center, Frank Ragnow, their right guard, who I will give his nickname Big V because I don't even want to try to pronounce that. That's a mouthful. And then going right tackle, Penei Sewell. And this has been a labor of love by the Lions. They really, whoever they decide to land in the quarterback position, whether it's Jared Goff or it's a different quarterback they find down the line, they want them to feel safe. And when I see like Penei Sewell, Frank Ragnow, and Taylor Decker on my offensive line, if I was a quarterback, I would feel safe. I would feel at home behind a line like this. And you got guys like Frank Ragnow who played through incredible injuries last year. They have a lot of resilience, a lot of toughness. These guys are just absolute monsters, and they're going to keep this Lions team in the running for a lot of stuff this season. So I think building through the trenches has been something the Lions have focused on, and I think it's been a really big thing for them.
Well, you brought up, quarterbacks feeling safe. There's no better way to make a quarterback feel safe than to run the football extremely well. And that's what I really like about this offensive line. You brought up Ragnow. What he can do at the center position, it really doesn't get the credit he deserves. He's one of the more underrated players in the game. His athleticism and run blocking ability and sort of those wide zone schemes, they really force the defense. They really push defensive tackles to widen, which makes run fits a lot harder for linebackers or other pursuing defensive linemen, which of course opens up bootlegs and play actions on the other side of that. Just that kind of player, you really don't see it as much when you're watching the game, but he really has a meaningful impact. Even playing hurt, he did a heck of a job last year. Excited to see him play healthy. And you talked about the Lions, labor of love. It's the coaching staff's feeling a little bit of love. According to SI.com, Detroit Lions offensive lines coach Hank Fraley commented that this Lions offensive lineman can be a special group this season. So it's not just us. You're seeing the coaching staff recognizing how talented and experienced this group has become and how much they're expecting out of them going forward.
All right, Nick, it's time to get your internet privacy back today on every device you own in any country you want. Don't let anyone but you control your internet. NordVPN keeps you safe from prying eyes wherever you go online with their military-grade encryption. Is your favorite Netflix or streaming content blocked in the US? You can simply connect to one of the many countries available with NordVPN and get the access you need.
That's right, Maya. So right now, get our exclusive NordVPN deal here at nordvpn.com/SMI. It's risk-free now with NordVPN's 30-day money-back guarantee. Again, get that exclusive deal, nordvpn.com/SMI.